Switch.
Welcome to Oilersnation Everyday with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
Ty Amberson had a good game. Let's get into it with the lead. Welcome into Oilersnation Everyday. On the heels of a loss to the New York Islanders.
Historic night.
Oh, man. I really thought it was going to be point night. I thought we were going to light up Big Save Dave. Yeah, none of that happened. Edmonton falls 4-2, their first regulation loss of the season. They are now 2-1-1 on the year. Welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday. We are coming to you live from the Sports Closet studio. From jerseys to hats to the legendary foam finger, you will find it all and more at the Sports Closet. We are also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Not a great night for the Oil, Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was certain moments where it's okay, there's a bit of a pushback there, but unfortunately it didn't happen enough. Also, probably shouldn't have to push back so hard against the Islanders.
It shouldn't have been as difficult as it was. And I mean, there's no easy outs in the NHL, but
I was going to say, I feel like this was coming a little bit in the sense that if their offense has been a little bit sloppy to start, the Rangers game wasn't bad by any means, but it certainly wasn't perfect. Vancouver, they struggled. They were sloppy against Calgary. Maybe they needed a bit of like a bad result to go against them for a bit of a wake-up call. We'll obviously find out more tomorrow and see if it did work, but easily their worst game of the four.
Yeah, and like you win the first one against the Rangers, you don't deserve to. All road trips are tough. You know, this one maybe not quite as bad when you look at one, quality of opponents, two, the fact you kind of stay in the same hotel for the first 3-4 games, or first 3 games, first 4 or 5 nights. Still, though, you win the Rangers, you feel like you got lucky. You want to take advantage of that Islanders game and kind of, you know, really put yourself ahead of the curve. But disappointing nonetheless. A game that had a couple of different real tough turning points. We'll talk about the shorthanded goal in a little bit. And actually, we're going to be joined by Steve Peters at 1 o'clock today. And he's going to give us kind of like the film room breakdown of everything that went down yesterday. So,
well, actually, just Evan Bouchard.
Yeah, actually, well, yeah, everything. All the clips are Bouchard-centric, yes.
But not like all like negative ones. The first 2 are negative. The bottom 2 are intriguing.
Well, so let's talk about the Bouchard struggles right out of the jump here, because that is really where everyone was jumping. I see West Side Shane put it in there, the Mark Spector tweet that plays or games like this or whatever are what's going to be having Bouchard and Turks and Caicos, not Milan this February. And haha, that is a great joke.
That's a good one.
We know these games are in there for Evan Bouchard.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I actually
I'm not surprised to see what we saw last night. It's not like, whoa, what's happening? Like,
yeah, I mean, it seemed inevitable.
Yeah.
At some point, he's just who he is. Like, and we all know what Evan Bouchard can be at times. If we want to take the good out of it, probably his worst game ever. I've literally never seen him play that poorly before. Like, honestly, like, I cannot recall, and I understand there's certain moments, like, you look back at last season, a great example was the Toronto game. He puts one up the middle, hits someone on the ass, it ends up in the back of the Oilers net, they lose the game. In overtime, I think it was. But that was one moment. I feel like last night there was at least 2 that led to goals, and then probably at least 2 or 3 more after that were just like, you need to focus a little bit more here, or a coaching staff member needs to be like, hey, like, just sit here until the end of the period. We've got 5 minutes left. We'll just throw Ekholm and Nurse out for a couple extra shifts.
Or just don't play either Boucher or Ekholm for 5 minutes.
Anything. Yeah. And I think that's what I would have done. And I did take him off the power play after the shorthanded goal. But I would have... And look, like, you're not going to bench Evan Bouchard for a game. That would be idiotic. That would be really silly, especially in a game you're chasing. It gives you a very good opportunity to go and win a game. He's that good. Last night was terrible.
Really bad.
Again, worst game ever, and it came at poor timing with, I believe, Julian Brewswell was in the building. Tough one for Julian to watch.
I had this take in the postseason last year. I had this take probably before the playoffs, but I think the first time I delivered it in this way was during the playoffs. I said it again when they inked him to the $10.5 million deal. There will be 8 to 9 games in the regular season where you go, why the hell are we paying this guy $10.5 million? But there will be 8 to 9 games in the playoffs where you go, holy shit, thank God we have that guy. And the proof is in the results. I will take a defenseman who has dog shit games like this against the New York Islanders because I know that round 1, if we get LA again, you better believe he's scoring a clutch goal, making a clutch play. Their season is over if he doesn't hold in that puck against Quentin Byfield. Let's go back to the playoff run before this. Their season ends round 2 against the Vancouver Canucks, and you don't want to know what this organization would have done that offseason if their season ended against the Vancouver Canucks and they didn't at least make the Western Conference Final. I'm telling you right now, it would have been very, very, very ugly. If he does not score 2 OT winners and a clutch game winner, this franchise looks very different right now. They don't go to a cup final in either of the last 2 years if they do not have Evan Bouchard on their team. So that is a whole big preface on what I'm about to say next because he is worth the money. You need guys like him to win.
Agreed.
I don't really want to make that excuse anymore for him because he's 25 and about to be 26 years old. He turns 26 in 3 days. Happy early birthday, Evan Bouchard. At some point, you need to cut out these kinds of games. You can have a bad play, but he was bad against New York too. And I'm willing to again say that, once every 10, 15 games, you're going to have a stinker from Bouchard. And if they're the stinker to the level of what we saw against the Rangers, I'll live with it. He made 2 or 3 mistakes. His goalie bailed him out. Last night against the Islanders, that's a level that he just simply can't be at anymore in his career. Because, again, this is season 1, 2, 3, 4. This is his 6th year in the NHL. 350 games. We always throw that 300 game mark around with defensemen. That, once they get to 300, they're developed. You know what you have. It can no longer be that bad. And then there's another side of this, which is going to kind of, again, we're going to do this sort of whole cycle with Petey at 1 o'clock. He's not doing the shit that makes him good. Mm-hmm. I'm okay, and spoiler alert, this is my first question to Petey. I will live with bad Evan Bouchard plays if they come at moments where he is trying to do too much, trying to make a perfect pass, trying to seam it across ice through 3 guys because it might send someone on a breakaway. The Oilers need Evan Bouchard making those kinds of plays and taking those kinds of risks. What I saw last night and what I saw against the Rangers was not a guy having turnovers that were the result of taking big risks. It was a guy who was just playing fucking terrible. There's no upside to that risk. That cannot happen.
And there was guys available to pass to. If you just play it up the boards, it's fine. You're over the red line. It's just a mistake, like you said. It's a preseason mistake.
Yep.
Is what he kind of felt like. I'm also kind of over the excuse of what he does in the playoffs, but it is just a fact. But I don't think it needs to be called out every single time he makes a mistake because we'll just be blue in the face at this point. Yep. Like you said, he's played a lot of games in the league. It needs to be eliminated. And I thought Knobloch said it well last night. He's we've seen Bouchard play better and mistakes like that will not be accepted around here. I would like to see Knobloch. How would you call that? Display that a little bit more in his decision making with Bouchard. But there's one.
Think
also, sorry, probably be aware that the second fastest guy on the ice is the one coming at you right now if you're going to try and dangle around him.
So again, I don't mind Bouchard mistakes. The ones that drive me nuts, again, a pass up the middle that's picked off. You'll live with that because you get what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
It's the ones where he's just so unaware. He seems to be in a daze where he gets stick checked while he's just barely moving with the puck, where he doesn't recognize it's Matt Barzal. Those are the ones that just drive you absolutely bonkers. there are certain mistakes you can live with. He will never be a guy who is a perfect defensive defenseman who never, like, that's just not who he is, and that's not who you want him to be as a defenseman. You pay Ekholm to be steadying. You pay Kulak to be steadying. You pay Evan Bouchard to get the puck to your high-end forwards and put them in positions to, well, score. He needs to take risks to be at his best, and that's why you always have to live with some amount of mistakes, but we just can't be seeing what we've seen for, we'll call it the last 6 periods. Like, it's just unacceptable. And I'm willing to say that, and people sit there and be like, oh, the media's hard. Darnell Nurse has been dog shit for all 4 games this season. I'm not afraid to say that, but we also know what Darnell Nurse is now. And we know what Evan Bouchard is. And it's frustrating because yesterday was worse than what Evan Bouchard's worst usually is.
Yeah, I will backtrack on one thing I said earlier, and just on the way Knobloch kind of threw him out there. If Wallman was playing, that probably would have been taken back a little bit more from him. But
totally. That's a good point.
Missing Wallman. Regula obviously didn't play too. I know we don't really know what he is yet, but technically they were down 2 defensemen. So I think once Wallman's back, maybe we can see a bit of a reduction in Bouchard. And maybe, again, like you mentioned how poor Nurses played, at least he was very bad last night. I thought certain plays were just like, can you just focus and play a little bit like a normal hockey player for a second? Hopefully he can get balanced out a little bit too by Wallman. It's crazy to think we've really not seen our top 4 defensemen play together as like a healthy unit ever. Yep. Since Wallman came, like they've just been, someone's always been hurt.
What was that?
Are we getting robbed? Oh, I know what that was.
Oh, it's the pot. It's probably pot. Windy. I think, the pot tipped over on our deck.
Broken into. Yeah.
Is it shattered everywhere? Oh,
phew.
Well, that's encouraging.
Well, that was.
Okay, I want to get to a comment here. YouTube chat is brought to you by Odd Company Brewing and the Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. 2 locations in the Edmonton area, downtown or Ritchie. Rafat Barrow. I hope I'm saying that Rafayette. I'm butchering your name, but that's fine. He said on my point about Bouchard, but he's not doing that. He's not doing that, Tyler, like that. That was my problem with his signing. But
what do you mean?
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I want a clarification. Are you saying that like he's not making good decisions with the puck? Like,
since you got signed, I mean, to be fair, it's been 4 games.
It's been 4 games since he's been signed. Like, if we're going to have a conversation about Evan Bouchard that is only about how he's played in these 4 games, then I don't know, you're just intentionally being obtuse. Like, we can look at a guy who in the last 2 playoff runs is well over a point per game as a defenseman. You know how many defensemen in the history of the sport have done that?
What was his name? Say his name.
Bobby Orr. It is every offensive metric you look at for playoff production by a defenseman. It is Bobby Orr, it is Evan Bouchard, and it is, and like, again, this isn't like I'm spin zoning some stats into like, well, in the last 10 years, right shot defenseman under the age of 26, no one's been more. No, it is like a black and white statistic, history of the sport, playoff production, Bobby Orr, Evan Bouchard. You cannot ignore that level of production. It's not even like there's 2. Like, people love to do this with Zach Kassian. He scored 2 big goals and had 1 big hit in 1 playoff run.
So good.
And because he was rough and tumble Zach Kassian who hit guys and
playoff performer.
Yeah, turtled Kachuk, all that.
That was
well,
awesome.
you pay him for what he does in the playoffs. But as soon as it's Evan Bouchard, those exact same people who make those points all of a sudden love to totally disregard the playoffs. And it's bullshit, because if you're willing to do it for Kassian, which you shouldn't have, because he's a 4th liner who lucked into 2 goals. Like, we're not talking about pointing to 2 overtime winners Evan Bouchard has and being like, well, that's why he's worth $10.5 million. We're legitimately talking about 50 plus playoff games, 75 playoff games. That is not a small sample size. 75 playoff games where he has 6 game-winning goals, 1 overtime winner, a late-game tying goal, a key. Like, the list goes on and on and on, and people just want to ignore it. If we're going to have a conversation about Evan Bouchard, it cannot be isolated to last night. And that's what I was trying to articulate is, like, last night, very, very bad. Those need to go totally away from Evan Bouchard's game. But at the same time, anyone sitting there taking cheap shots at him, saying he's a bad defenseman, you're either, one, in the media trying to be clickbaity, which lack of respect for that right out of the gate, or you're just an idiot. Like, I don't even know what else to tell you. Like, if you've come out of back-to-back playoff runs where this guy has been without a doubt your third best player, and again, I will beat this drum one more time, one of the best defensive playoff performers in Stanley Cup playoff history. If you are choosing to ignore those, you are an idiot. How can you watch the last 2 playoff runs and be like, you're not going to win with guys like Evan Bouchard?
Well, they didn't, Ty.
I consider going to 2 Stanley Cup finals and having 3 playoff runs where you are the second most winning team in the entire league. I consider that having a winning team.
I agree. I completely agree with everything you just said in your little passion rant there. It's all true. Someone put in the chat, it was Sam Squash, I think. It's like, the captain needs to hold him accountable.
You don't think they're fucking pissed at him?
Yeah, and I also just don't think McDavid needs to take Bouchard to the back room and be like, you cannot do that, Evan. Like, I think he's well aware of what he did. And it just is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, it's one game against the New York Islanders on the road that when the Oilers win the division and go on and hopefully have some playoff success, hopefully, actually, we probably all will remember, but it'll be irrelevant.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, why am I so pissy?
It's just frustrating. Like, and people will say, like, I saw some people like, well, we just don't need to talk about it. It's like, okay, but we do, because it was the big story from last night.
It's the number one narrative coming out of the game.
And unfortunately, it needs to be reduced. And sorry, I forget who made the original comment that kind of put you on your little speech there of just whoever it was.
Racket?
Yeah, came back and said, I just worry that he's going to play at this standard. It's like, okay, well, I don't think you should be worried about that, because I think the proof is in the pudding that he is able to bounce back. When you look back at the Toronto game, like we mentioned earlier, last season, when was that? February, I think it was. The next game, he had arguably the greatest goal of his career when he dangled through everyone in Ottawa and put it top cheddar. Like, it was great. So I believe in Evan Bouchard. I think you should too. I think the proof is there that, like, this guy is capable of being the Oilers' best defenseman, can produce at a high level. There's certain things that need to be cleaned up for sure, but, like, I don't think we've seen an egregious turnover like that for a while. What do we got? Which one am I missing?
Like, one of the... First off, this isn't even written well, so I shouldn't even give this the time of day. But I hate when people do shit like this. 3 events of allowing Marchand losing the cup challenge. That's not a, like, good sentence. That makes zero... Stupid. Got over 72 minutes of Evan's screw-ups from last season. 89% resulting in goals against. It's a fact. What are you even talking about?
Send me the sources.
Yeah, send me the numbers that show 89% of Evan Bouchard's screw-ups end up in the back of the net. Also,
honestly,
no shit.
You want to talk about the playoffs? Evan Bouchard without an injured Matthias Ekholm was fucking awesome.
He was a number 1 defenseman.
He became a penalty killer.
He learned how to penalty kill on the fly in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
And then all of a sudden, Ekholm comes back. He's very banged up. Don't get us wrong. Ekholm is not himself. Arguably should not have played in the playoffs after a certain time. He ruined Bouchard's playoff legacy that season in a way.
Yeah.
Do we all forget that the passing game 6 I'm surprised they didn't take Bouchard's hips out. Like, it was crazy. And everyone's like, how did he not bring that down? How did he not stop that? So what do you mean? Almost went through him.
I like Raffet dropped in a $13.99 super chat for the Ben Stelter Foundation for Tyler making fun of my name. Appreciate the donation to the Ben Stelter Foundation. It is great that you're a good sport. And in all fairness, I was not making fun of your name. I just legitimately don't know how to pronounce it. So if you clarify it, I'll get it right next time.
Yeah, we did. Naeem used to do that for us too.
Yeah.
Now we're buddies. We're going to see Naeem next week.
Yeah.
Oh, this week.
Oh, man. If Bouchard doesn't fucking turn it around, boys, we're in trouble.
Oh, it's next week. Today's Friday.
No, is Naeem pro-Bouch anti-goalie?
Yes. And right now,
yeah,
he's anti-Skinner. We're 921 for Stuart Skinner. Pretty good last night.
Okay, so again, I guarantee you we're gonna get a comment, because I'm gonna pivot and we're gonna do like 5 minutes of positives and we're gonna do our Friday Funzone. We're gonna get a comment being like, you guys aren't even talking about Bouchard at some point in the next 10 minutes. But we just spent 20 minutes on him, and there's another 20 coming at the top of the hour with PD. So please allow me to pivot off of this, and let's go to our game recap For our friends at Oodle Noodle, you can take advantage of the value menu deal, which allows you to add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 wontons to your order for just $2. Any premium or signature box, takeout only, oodlenoodle.ca. You know what I'm doing for dinner tonight?
Oodle Noodle.
Oodle Noodle, baby. Jays play at 4 o'clock. We got ONR here till about 3:15. So I'm going to try to perfectly time it up where I will drive home, pull into an Oodle Noodle, have the food ready, out I go, back home on my couch for first pitch.
Who's pitching tonight?
Kevin Gosman on the bump.
The Gauze.
The Gauze father.
Is that what they're calling
All
him?
gauze, no breaks.
Okay.
All right. Let's do some positives because, I mean, they lost 4-2 to the Islanders. That stinks. But there were a couple of things that I pulled from that one. Might have been down earlier if it wasn't for Stuart Skinner.
He did well yesterday. I thought the 2 breakaway goals were breakaway goals. I mean, sure, like, I think you could say you probably have a 50% chance on a breakaway.
Yep.
So maybe you wanted one save, not the other. But at the end of the day, they were both pretty crazy. It was more like a shootout than anything else. But he did well. This was a great save. There was another one, too, on Anthony Duclair, which I think was still 1-0 around that time. So that was really, really solid. And yeah, he's done well the last couple of games. And I said this on After Dark last night too. So sorry to repeat myself if you heard this already, but I said it last season as well. So I'm so over save percentage. Like, I just think it's such a terrible stat. Because last night, Stuart Skinner didn't have the 900 save percentage we all need him to have, but he had a quality start. It was a quality start. I think he's giving you 2 of 3 on quality starts now. Honestly, minus the mistake against Calgary, you probably could be 3 of 3.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he made that mistake, and it cannot be qualified as that. So, really good. 875, I think he finished with. So, we need a good one tomorrow or Sunday whenever he plays because we're at 921 save percentage. Can't have the trade talk creeping in yet.
Nope. We're still above the threshold. Draisaitl power play goal was nice.
It was awesome. Good
Vintage.
play by Tomasek to kind of get that puck back. McDavid, Draisaitl. Classic.
I mean, he's unstoppable from in tight like that. Like, that's just a goal. We've seen him score that, I feel like, 100 times.
Yeah.
Just the flat paddle, snap release, far side post. Beautiful. The Nuge night. That one was nasty. They talked, Louis actually had the little factoid on the broadcast that Nuge switched his stick this year.
Really?
He went from a CCM. He's now going to use a Warrior, and they're trying out as the year starts a bunch of different patterns for him.
Cool.
So, I mean, Nuge having a snipe that, I mean, we've seen that Draisaitl goal a million times. There's not a lot of times where we've seen Nuge rifle a puck like that and pick a corner.
Not much at 5-on-5 anyway, but a great little move as well to get around whoever, I think it was Romanov, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Just Nugent Hopkins just shows up every game.
Yep.
15th season in the NHL, it still blows my mind that guy's been in the league for 15 years.
Insane.
Like, watch this. Was it
Now
Romanov?
watch this here, kids. Ryan Nugent Hopkins from Burnaby, BC.
Great pass from Ty
Great pass
Emerson.
by Ty
That was
Emerson.
actually Pajot. Sorry, so forward there. But really good play by Nuge. Yeah, Ty Emerson, good pass. +1 on the night for Ty Emerson.
Yeah,
Lowest
that was a
5-on-5
great
minutes.
feed.
I
Liked Emerson a lot
he's
last night,
done
too.
well. I thought the game before, too, against the Rangers, he was solid.
I liked him against Calgary.
I just don't see how you take him out of the lineup when things come around. Like, for me, like Troy Stetcher, I was surprised he played more than Emerson last night, to be honest, because I thought Emerson was a lot more noticeable.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I thought Stetcher was fine, though.
I thought he was fine,
Made
too.
some nice plays in the O-zone. So, yeah, someone said Sakic type release. Yeah, Burnaby Nuge. Spec was just, Spec was on fire. Okay, so those are what I like Matt Savoy, and Chester commented and said, no points in 4 games. Can we stop heaping praise on Savoy just because he plays 11 minutes?
Buddy, fucking relax.
Thank
okay?
you. Yeah. Calm down,
We
Chester.
just sat here and criticized Bouchard for 20 minutes. Let's have some positivity. Savoy was good. He drew 2 penalties in his limited time on ice. He's a rookie playing on the penalty kill. He deserves to be higher in the lineup. He should be playing 15 minutes. On that same note, I thought Ike Howard had a decent game yesterday. Much better, much more noticeable. Yeah. Who did he play with? Savoy.
I've really liked Matt Savoy's game. Drawing the penalty is not a nothing footnote. Like, that's... Again,
2.
Yeah, it's a sign that you're holding on to the puck, you're making good plays, you're in smart positions. He's a wicked smart player, and I made the comparison last night when we were talking to BM at the bar. I don't think Matt Savoy's ever going to be a 30-goal guy in the NHL. I don't think he has that kind of... I don't think he has the offense to do it. I think he can be a 50, 60 point guy, though. It'll just come in the way of like, you know, and again, it's tough because he's not getting power play time, but if he ever does get power play time, he'll get up there. But my comparison was like, I think he'll have a similar career to like Andrew Cogliano, where he is going to play on good teams. He's going to be a middle six, can spotlight in the top on a top line kind of thing. I think Matt Savoy is going to have a long NHL career. And I think he's a good penalty killer. He's a good 5-on-5 player. I don't think he's ever going to like drive a team's offense the way that a top 10 pick, I'll use air quotes for this, should. But he is if you gave me decent enough odds, I'd bet on him playing 1,000 NHL games.
I think he'll play quite a lot as well. Oh no.
My laptop had to restart.
Okay.
It's okay. It'll be back up in 2 seconds.
I feel so thrown off. Yes, I think so. I'm higher on his offensive game. I think he just needs to be given a chance.
Yeah.
And I think him and Nugent Hopkins,
that was a good duo.
Going to be a great little duo this season. We got to stop playing him. But I do have I have an article coming out today or tomorrow, and I have my line predictions in there. He deserves more than the fourth line, I'll say that much.
But was last night fourth line?
Yes, he played 11 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So he needs 14 a game. Like we're talking like 4 or 5 more shifts.
I think he just needs to play with good players.
And that too, yeah.
Like, it's not fair to, and like, he can clearly have decent games with whomever it is, but like, he deserves better than playing against those guys. I just can't understand, like, people don't like it when I say this, but I'm saying it again. I don't understand the Tomasek experiment. I don't get it. The guy doesn't produce much at 5-on-5. And I know we're going to say, and someone's going to say, well, Savoy doesn't have any points. It's like, but also I could see him making plays at 5-on-5.
Yep.
Tomasek on the power play, sure, he's doing fine, I guess.
Doesn't skate well.
But, like, how are you putting that guy next to McDavid? The end of the game.
I think they're just... if I can defend it for a second.
Yes.
I think they, at some point, will not be afraid to send Tomasek down. I think so, too. I think they want to give him, like, a legitimate, let's see what we have in the guy.
Which I also don't understand when you have Noah Phillips out on the sidelines. Guy was first started the game against Vancouver, scored the goal.
Yep.
And Tomasek, he's just not doing it for me. I don't get it. Savoy, 8 minutes, 43 seconds at 5-on-5 yesterday, by the way. Tomasek, 9-12. I just want to say, I think he deserves a little bit better. And I said this before the show. I think he's eventually going to split the fan base a little bit like Puljujarvi did.
Tomasek? Because you think the analytics are good and people
I
already
have messages of people being like, but his analytics are so good. It's like, okay, that's great. And I respect analytics. I truly do.
We use them a lot on the show.
But there it is. Sorry, Yanni. The chat just came up. Tomasek has legit analytics. Open your eyes, Liam.
Who said that?
I'm watching. I'm telling you, the eye test isn't matching up. Yanni said it. I fucking told you. I didn't even have that up my laptop. And you're right. I agree. And the second part's not, I don't think that's very accurate. I just don't see the 5-on-5 production. I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah.
Power play, sure. He's good that he's getting into spots. Maybe I was a little overcritical on that. But I just want to see more. And you're right. He doesn't skate as well as those guys. But I think they are going to give him a runway.
They're going to give him a runway.
Should. He's only played 4 games. I just want to see. I just think I've seen more from Savoy at 5-on-5 than Tomasek. I
agree with you. I think Matt Savoy is going to be on this team all season. I think there is a world where they are not liking what they see out of Tomasek by November 10th.
By Hyman.
Maybe by Hyman, but I think they'll give him a bit more of a leash. But if they're not, there is a point, I guess, just to not argue it. Like, there's a point where they will look and go, we gave him every opportunity. You're going to Bakersfield.
Yeah, and I hope it works. I really, really do. Yep. Because that would, what a gem that would be. But I just think right now Savoy is playing a little bit better.
And again, we talk about this, but like 20 goal scorers, 40, 50 point guys. Matt Savoy, I think at some point is going to have a 6-game stretch where he's got 6 points. And he scores 3 goals in 2 games. And then all of a sudden you'll look at his numbers and be like, well, he's got really good numbers on the year. But like in the moment, it's been 4 games, so you can't really judge him too hard. We got to keep moving along with the show here today. Let's get into our Friday Funzone for Greta.
Let's do it.
That's what it is. It is Friday. It is time to have some fun. Liam and I have our, what are we drinking now? It's cherry Pepsis?
Yes, they are.
Cherry Pepsis that's our pop of the week.
Not an ad.
Not an ad, yeah. Pepsi doesn't pay us. That's why I put mine in a discreet cup. But anyways, Friday Funzone's brought to you by Greta. We had a great time last night at our season opening party. Gave away some awesome prizes. Watched a couple of Well, the Oilers game was boring, but the Jays game was sweet. Anyways, watched a couple of great games. Had some great company is a better way to put it. I had the pizza taquitos, and I had about 6 domestic light beers, and they were cheap because Greta has great game day specials.
Mm-hmm. Comment there from Luke. Oh, you ready, Aaron? Sorry.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
I'm ready.
Okay,
Put in
let's do
now.
it.
Welcome. I'm back in the chair. Shout out Reese. He was producing that whole time up until then.
Good job, Reese.
Shout out the boy. But we got the Friday Fun Zone. We are back. And I'm on a little bit of a time crunch here. So today we're going to do 2 blind rankings. Call them Bordzy's blind rankings. 1 NHL related, 1 not NHL related, but kind of. What do you want first?
NHL first.
Okay, NHL first. I want you gentlemen to blind rank the likelihood of these teams winning the Stanley Cup. What are your thoughts? I want you to talk it out. Walk me through what's going on in those pretty little heads of yours.
Okay.
The first one, 1 through 5, there's going to be 5 options. Your first choice, the Toronto Maple Leafs. 1
To
through
win?
5.
To win the cup?
Likelihood to win the cup.
Can't put them 5. They have an outside shot. They have a good goalie. They have good forwards. Morgan Riley looks way better this year. Coach has won the cup before, even though I don't love Berube, but
3.
they're
Honestly,
totally mid.
They could be 4, but 3 is probably good.
I'm good with 3 too, so let's go 3.
Dead mid. The Toronto Mid Leafs. I like that a lot. Kate, Leafs at 3. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4 available. Your next team, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
4. Because they could make the playoffs, but I just don't think they're better than Toronto.
I like Jet Greaves. They got to give him the crease. Merzlikins had a good game the other day. I'm going to talk about that and what's trending.
Oh, God.
Is Columbus 4 or 5?
They're 4. He's going to give us one shit team.
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm going to do.
The ultimate curveball will be when he doesn't give us a curveball.
But that's fine.
That's fine.
I think there's very few teams that could actually win the cup
They
anyway.
could. I like their forward group, and Zach Werenski's legit. The blue
They're
line's
Marchenko.
sneaky good, and they're on the up.
Marchenko is a really good player.
Marchenko's so nasty.
Yeah, I think 4 is
Okay,
fair.
I'm good with 4. Let's
Okay,
go.
Maple
CBJ
Leafs
4.
at 3, the Blue Jackets at 4. Your next team, how likely are they to win the Stanley Cup? The Colorado Avalanche.
2.
He's giving us the Oilers at some point, right? Don't look at him.
Well, even if he doesn't, I still don't think Colorado. I just don't, this is going to sound silly as well, but they just get to the playoffs and they flame out.
Yeah.
And I think they're number 2.
Well, besides the time they won the Stanley Cup. But.
Besides that, but they haven't won a round since then.
No, they haven't. They're in a tough division, which makes it, again, I'm fine with
Maybe
not putting them at
round,
1.
but either way.
Yeah. I'm good with them at 2. They look great this year, though. Natchez has been unbelievable.
For now.
I don't know if they're the best team in the NHL. And again, if we're talking chances to win the cup, the division they are in matters. The Oilers and Golden Knights have an easier path because at least one of them should have an easy first round. Colorado might have to go, best case scenario, they might have to go Winnipeg, then Dallas. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
I'll say 2. 2's good
Natchez will be good until December.
until they trade
And
them.
bang. Okay, so Avs at 2, Leafs at 3, Jackets at 4. Your next team, speaking of the Central Division, the Winnipeg Jets, the regular season darlings.
This is where we're a little fucked.
Yeah.
5.
Well, this is just where we don't know who he's going next.
But they're definitely not better than any of the teams we've said.
They're better than Columbus. Very easily better than Columbus.
But but
Columbus has an easy division.
easier division.
Okay, then we
5.
got to put Jets 5. Yeah.
You're going Jets 5.
Yeah. If this is Chicago,
This is Philadelphia.
So this is your 1 spot.
I think Reese knows he's already laughing.
Okay.
The Montreal Canadiens.
Actually, honest to God, don't hate it. They're so nasty. Cole Caulfield is sweet.
He had a huge game yesterday.
Huge game yesterday. They have 2 good goalies, it looks like. Their blue line, Matheson, Gooley, Hudson, Dobson. That is a legit top 4. Their forward group is legit deep, 1 through 9. I don't know, man. And I'm looking at their division, and I'm like, it's not the craziest thing in the world to envision them going on a run this spring. It's not. I think they're good.
I said I watched the Crave, or is it Prime, whatever one it is about the Montreal Canadiens and the rebuild. I am all the way in on it. It's propaganda and it's working. It's working on me.
They're good, man. They're
Okay,
really good.
So the final list is Habs 1, Avalanche 2, Leafs 3, Jackets 4, Jets 5.
If I was doing this list, knowing the 5 teams
With sight.
with what?
With sight.
What does that mean?
You're not blind. You have sight.
Oh, I have site rankings.
Sight rankings.
Okay, so who are they in? Toronto, Winnipeg, Colorado, Columbus, Montreal.
Yeah.
Colorado would be my 1.
Yep.
Winnipeg would probably actually be my 2.
Yeah.
Toronto would be my 3. Montreal 4. Columbus 5. I don't think Montreal's that good. Like, I think they're good, but to
What
say
don't you like about them?
they're young.
But
That's literally the only thing I don't like
so
about
on
them.
the up right
No,
now.
I
where
agree.
and they
boys
got their
becoming
playoff
men.
experience last year. And also,
They
like,
played 5 games.
I know, but like Suzuki isn't a rook. Caulfield's been in the league for 4 years.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good players. I completely agree.
They have their fourth line is Laine, Evans, Anderson. That's so sick.
And they all have no goals and 1 point.
Give them some time. And
They're
again,
good,
that's your
they're good.
fourth line.
They're a good team. I agree. I think they're solid.
Oh, they're so good.
You're not buying stock like we're buying stock?
I would not buy stock in them. I just think we see this every year.
I don't think they have any holes. I think
I think
Ottawa
they
is
have
fraudulent.
quite a few holes. I don't think their forward groups. The forward group is going to be very dependent on their top guys.
I mean, that's the case with a lot of teams.
Totally, but like to say
yeah.
they're 9 deep, I just don't see it like that. Kirby Doc, we all know he's going to get injured at some point and miss like 40 games.
And they'll just slide
Brendan
Jake Evans.
Gallagher, we're just going to talk about his contract being bad. Like Bolduc's good. I think he'll probably elevate a little bit. I forgot Alex Newhook was in the league, to be honest.
He's good though.
He's done fine. I'm waiting.
They're
I'm
so
waiting
solid.
before I like buy into heavily.
You had Jackets above Habs or Habs
No, I
above
had
Jackets?
Jackets is my 5th team.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So
I
your
mean, I
next
think they're a
blind
playoff
ranking,
team. I have a bet on them.
your next one I got here for you. It's not NHL related, but it is kind of Oilers related. So I want you. We've all been to Rogers Place several times for your game watching experience. I want you to blind rank these food options from Rogers Place, specifically off the website. I want you to blind rank if you are sitting in the chair and you're watching the game,
What I want to eat.
what you want, what you would
Okay.
blind rank. Your first option is a good old-fashioned pizza 73 slice of pizza.
One. It's not
Easy
close.
one.
Right?
Nothing better than having like a couple of beers in you and just getting exactly that, like a greasy slice of cheese pizza 73 pizza.
And then you're like, okay,
Completely
I ate
agree.
tonight. I'll have 6 more beers. I'm good.
And I'll have 6 more slices.
There's bread in there.
There's bread.
That one game we went to, you had like 4 slices of it.
BPP. PPP.
Yeah.
Pizza per period. Yeah, pizza per period. Yeah, easy. One
I
across the
think
board.
this is the thing I get without a doubt the most. It's the
Yep.
most bang for your buck option.
Can't believe he gave it to us first.
Well, you'll see.
There's
as
no
we
way our
continue
list
to
is
go
bad.
along. Here, so we go second option, the fully loaded nachos.
I do like these.
They are good.
They're really good.
But
And
one
you-
thing I'll say,
I never
sometimes they
had
come
them.
cold. I've had them like a little cold before. That's not
And
ideal.
I mean, go on.
they're not that messy because if you get a fork, what you can kind of do,
A what?
you get a fork, and then in between the little slots on the fork,
I'll
you
mute 'em.
use them to pick up the chip.
Whoa.
And then you don't even need to use napkins or your hands because you can kind of get everything on the one chip. Like you do.
Okay.
It works.
3, I guess.
Sure.
Okay.
I love them though. They're good.
Okay, so pizza's 1, fully loaded nachos 3. Your next one, just popcorn. Popcorn in your seat.
I mean,
I think it's a tad overrated.
he's hit and miss because sometimes it's stale
And
and sometimes incredibly salty.
like we've been in the rink like during the cup final like before when we're doing our shows. It's like 8 hours from the game, and there's just massive blue garbage bags of popcorn in front of every concession, and it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. 4.
4.
We could go 5. I really don't know what could be like.
I think there's gonna be like.
There's one item I hope you have on here.
You hope it's a hot dog,
I was a bland hot dog.
but then we
they're
have our
so
2
good.
spot for that, and like I don't know. I just.
But what could be
popcorn?
worse? Like he might have like some KFC popcorn chicken.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Bobby Nicks.
There is
burger,
KFC on the
perhaps.
concourse, correct?
Yeah,
There
sure.
is.
I'm
Okay,
4.
let's leave it
4.
at 4.
We're going 4. We got 2 and 5 open. That's good.
For me, it's just the butter on the finger. I'm not a huge popcorn guy, but I'm not getting popcorn without it fully soaked in butter.
I have popcorn
Like,
at home all the time anyway, so I'll just go to the movie.
do you guys
theater
put
and grab it.
seasoning ever on your popcorn? Like the
Nutritional
dill pickle or
yeast
any of
and
that stuff?
butter.
Okay,
It's
not
actually
that. I meant like the
unreal.
salt, like the ketchup, dill pickle,
like
any
dill
of that.
pickles.
I just
that
have
kind
like
of
some
shit.
seasonings that like I use for other
Yeah.
things that I just put on the
Yeah,
popcorn. Yeah.
okay. Fair enough. All right. So that is 4, pizzas 1, nachos 3.
Okay.
Correct. So your next option is a hot dog, a good
Okay.
old Nathan's famous all beef dog.
But I'm not doing it with toppings.
Yeah, you don't have to, whatever.
You're a raw dogger.
2. I would have this 1.
No, pizza's way better than a hot dog.
I don't mock it till you try it. Next time we go to the game, we're all having bland dogs.
Bland dog crew.
We might not be able to afford an Oilers game. We'll go to, I don't know, Oil Kings game, or maybe when the 2 junior Oilers teams play each other, we'll go.
Look at bland dog.
Bland hot dog. Got to be 2.
Yeah, I'm good with 2.
So
Secondary
good.
question, because this was an argument in my friend group recently. We were on a golf trip. Do you guys put your toppings underneath the hot dog or on top?
How can you even do, like, if you're at a golf course, where are you putting it? When I'm at home, sure, I'll prepare the
I
bun.
agree.
But, like, when you're at a golf course, what are you going to pick up the hot dog and hold it and be like, oh, I'm gonna put my
This
onion.
was the argument that I made, and that also if you put the dog on top of the toppings, seen a video, Hank from PMT is holding his dog, making a video, slid right out of the toppings on the floor.
Ah, devastating.
Yeah,
Not
but
supported by any toppings.
Like, when you're at home court advantage eating a hot dog, you can, and, like, I'm dressing
Get your
them up.
bun good. Yeah.
I'm dressing them up. I'm doing shredded cheese. I'm doing barbecue sauce.
Mayonnaise.
Sure, if you're a mayo guy, like, dial them up. Amber likes banana peppers. I like onion.
Funyuns.
Fry up the onion with the dog. I should do hot dogs soon.
See, when you say a plain dog, I'm like, there's so many awesome toppings you can throw in a dog.
I agree. I completely agree. But I just did it because I couldn't find the condiments, and it was so good.
Happy accident.
Happy accident.
All right,
And
what
who
are we
knows-
putting
who
in our-
knows? Maybe I get the next one. It's not good. Who knows? I've never tried it a second time.
We've never discussed that possibility. What's our 5 going to be?
Your 5 slot, and it is specific. It is a donair out of the cannon or coming out of the
Easy
sky
5.
specifically.
5, and it's not particularly close.
And
to
I'm
be
saying
honest.
specifically out of falling out of the sky, so you know those ones might be a little bit colder.
Yeah, it's a 5.
I feel like that was a good list, boys.
Yeah, we nailed
Yeah,
it.
I
It
think we
was
did that good.
dead ass perfection.
Well,
we fucked up
there's
the
a-
cup contenders, but
Well, there's only a few options for the menu, you know? Like, we kind of knew it's like, hey, Bobby Nick's, burger, all that good stuff. I like our list. So what do we got? What did we go with again?
You went with pizza 1,
Hot dog, bland hot dog.
dog 2, nachos 3, popcorn 4, donair 5. That's a pretty solid list.
That is good. Yeah, the donut. Save your money, folks. Save your money. Let's go get one of our top 3 items. Honestly, the popcorn chicken from KFC is probably fine.
Yeah, I was thinking about throwing the zinger on there. I'm a big zinger
Can
guy.
you buy the zinger at the games? I've never
I think so.
considered it.
I'm
But
pretty
it's
sure.
so funny because it's like $19.99.
Yeah.
So
like, again, if you want my honest advice on the food at Rogers Place, my advice is eat before you go.
my advice
Eat a
is
credit bar egg. Bang.
There you
There
go.
it is.
honestly
Good
the
plug.
pizza's decent value.
Yeah, the pizza is decent value,
It's
like
not
$12
bad.
for the big slice.
Yeah.
You're going to be mildly full after it.
$12 now.
I think so, yeah.
It was like 7 or 8 last year.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was definitely under $10. I wouldn't have bought so many if it was that expensive.
Oh, maybe
That's why
I'm
I don't
wrong,
buy
man.
the damn beers. I can't afford
They
them.
don't throw the prices, I believe, also on the website. Probably for that
Shocker.
very reason. But
Someone-
all right, I'm
Wow.
out. Reese is taking back control.
All right. Oh, wait, no. You can't
yeah.
go yet. We have to do our NFL parlay.
Oh, shit. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, I got my pick locked in already in the prep sheet, so I can go first. By the way, if you missed this, our NFL parlay that we do on Bet365 every week, we are up money on the year, even though we are only 1-4. But that's fine.
Wow, no one
Or sorry, 1 and
It's
is
a
this
unit game.
This
It's
is
a
week
unit
6,
race.
right? No, this is week 7. Yeah, we're 1-5.
7.
Week 7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
week
we're still up a little bit on the year. My first one, I'm going Panthers-Jets over 41.5. The Jets' defense has been inconsistent at best. The Panthers' defense has been not good. Both these the Jets' offense stinks, but I think the Panthers' offense is actually half decent.
Did you ever hear the stat of Justin Fields is 0 and I think it's 12 now? Basically, he's never won a game when a team has scored more than 21 points on him.
So you could almost parlay the over and the Panthers' money line.
Team total, yeah, just anything over 20
Yeah,
if you're
just
never going to
Any
win.
anti-Fields kind of seems
Yeah.
to be the way
Yeah,
to go.
but I like the over Panthers-Jets. 41.5 is a low number, too. Like, the game doesn't have to be out of hand for it to hit that. So give me that.
Aaron, do you have one?
I'm torn right now. What do you talk it out with
I'm
me?
going to do Pats -7.
Damn it, that's what I
Mike
was gonna do.
Vrabel revenge game. I feel like he's just going to really stick it to
New
them.
head coach pump for the Titans, though, but I don't
they
think
have a
that
coach
matters
yet?
when you're ass.
I think he's just an interim guy. Yeah, they just stink. Okay, Pats -7.
Oh, boys. Can the Packers cover 6.5?
Oh, wait.
Against the Cardinals?
There's another one there, Aaron.
Yeah, what do you like?
The Colts +1.5 against the Chargers, who don't have an offensive line. Seems decent.
And
Not to talk
that-
you into, you can make your own
That to me
decision.
is a pick'em game, and if you're going to give me a 1.5, I was considering that. Ty, thoughts on that game?
I don't know if the Packers on the road can do it.
Who do they play?
Is Kyler Murray playing?
I think he's supposed to.
Concussion boy?
But he also sucks, so there's that too.
There's something to consider
But they're
there.
such a good defense that I feel like it's going to be like a 5-point game. It's close. I debated
it. I mean, the Eagles, I know they lost and they've been kind of
I kind of like him as a bounce back spot. Aaron, it's your pick. You get to go with
JJ's
which one.
I think I'm going to go with, I should put it in the wheel.
The wheel.
It goes against everything because I'm a Pats guy. We hate the Colts. Colts plus 1.5.
Colts plus 1.5. So
DJ, let's go.
Play them all together. It is plus 595 for our Bet365 parlay this week. So, giddy up. NFL Week 7. It is all a part of a great sports weekend.
Unbelievable. Also, pre and post Saturday and Sunday, but now I'm out. Bye. Love you all.
See you, Aaron.
Bye, Aaron.
Pre and post game shows, by the way, bright and early this weekend because it is a 1:30 start for the Oilers on Saturday, 1 o'clock start on Sunday. So get the 2 TV setups going, everybody. But still, I don't mind a little matinee action on a weekend.
No, me neither. Change it up a little bit.
Yep. So that means pre and post going to start 12:30 and noon on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Sundays, Oilers, Jays, and football.
Who has it better than us? What time is that, Jay? Have they announced the start time for Sunday yet? I think.
No.
They're probably waiting to see if.
The Dodgers.
If the Dodgers sweep them, they're up 3-0.
They're a pretty good team.
Yeah. The NLCS can end tonight, so we'll probably know by the end of tonight what time the Jays game is on Sunday. All right. Couple of things to get to still. What's a good record this weekend? Devils Wings.
A good record.
Yeah, for the Oilers in those 2 games.
2-0 would be great.
Wings are going back to Gibson tonight against Tampa Bay.
Damn it, I wish they would have waited.
I feel like they're almost putting him in positions to fail.
I want him to play against the Oilers on Sunday.
Me too.
Just because I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to be proven right. I just really do. Selfishly, that's what I want. I think 3 points is a fair result. You're on the road at the end of the day against teams who are probably legit playoff teams. I would think Detroit is at a decent start to the season. I think they'll be a bit better from what we've seen so far from last season, so they'll make a push for it. So I think 3 points is reasonable.
My uncle texted me it's 6 o'clock Mountain start on Sunday for the Jays.
Go.
Devils 3-1 to start the year. They've been, fine. They're similar to Detroit actually, where they lost their first game, then rattled off 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can win both these.
I think so too. I think you're going to be facing Jake Allen with the Devils on Saturday, who good backup, probably the best backup in the NHL.
Close to it.
Top whatever you want to call it. So they've got an opportunity there, though, to go and do it. And they really do need to bounce back and have just a consistent performance is probably a fair way to put it. Like, I want to see a bit more offense to them. Can I give you my theoretical lines that I would like to see?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I'll allow it. You got to pull them up still?
I got them right here.
All right. Give me your theoretical lines.
Keep in mind, what is this? Game 5 of the season. They need a bit more of a spark, I would say. Change things up, get some guys in. Top line. Nugent Hopkins. Probably your best forward so far to start the season. McDavid and Savoy. I think Savoy deserves a bit of a bump up, and if we're doing a bit of a duo, saying Nugent Hopkins and Savoy have been pretty solid together. And I think McDavid needs a spark. I really do. People have talked about it in the chat earlier on when we were talking about Bouchard and just being like, hey, they need to get McDavid flying a little bit. I think he ended up -3 yesterday. To be fair, he didn't really have too much involvement on any of the goals that went in. You know what I mean? Yeah. 2 of them were just straight up breakaways. Second line, I'm reuniting Draisaitl and Podkolzin.
I like that. I want to see Pod's get. I thought he was okay last night.
I thought he was too. I thought even the game. I think he's been fine to start the season. Obviously, personally, he's gone through a lot of things. I'm not surprised. Maybe it's been a bit of a slower start.
That's a fair point.
Possible. Jack Roslovic and keeping on the other side. He had 4 shots yesterday. I like that. I like that he's shooting the puck. He had 0 if he didn't catch it against the Rangers the other day. Third line, I'm moving Mangiapane down again. I don't think he's been as good when he's been up there with McDavid. I think he needs to play weaker opponents, I guess we can call it.
Give him some better matchups, and he can actually drive play and score.
Yeah, so I'm putting him with Henrique as the centerman, Frederick as the right winger on that line. My fourth line, this is the assumption that, Mark is back. I'm putting him right into the lineup. And I have Noah Phillips centering that line with David Tomasek on the right wing. So the guys who are out of the lineup for me are Kasperi Kapanen and Ike Howard. Sorry, Curtis Lazar, no revenge game.
I'm very intrigued by a McDavid Savoy Nuge line.
Doesn't that just I think it just shows some good offense. I think
worry
our
about
lineup's
finishing
balanced.
ability, but Nugent's shot the other day was good.
2 goals so far.
Yeah.
Got robbed against Vancouver, if I'm not mistaken.
So did Savoy.
Savoy did too. Savoy's at the post. I think there's something there with that trio.
Health bombing Howard just send him down, right? Like everyone knows it's happening.
I don't think. Well, I guess they would probably have to as well, unless they put Regula on IR. They would need the roster spot.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's the worst thing in the world to healthy scratch your young players. I think sometimes these guys sometimes you need a different vantage point. I think that's okay. So, yeah, I thought Howard again was a bit better yesterday, but he played just shy of 9 minutes and 8 minutes.
Had a couple of shot attempts where I was like, ooh, there's a look.
Great back check too on Matthew Schaefer. What did you make of those lines? Anything you would have changed? Want to see them?
Yeah, turn it a little more. A little more. I like giving that first line a run. That second line I'm fine with too. Dry Pods, Roslovic, wouldn't have a beef with that. Henrique Manja and Freddie.
I think that's decent. I think
Good pieces there.
Henrique's been okay to start the year.
I think Philp, Janmark, and Tomashik might suck.
It might suck, but I think you need the speed of Philp and Janmark in the lineup. And I know, ironically, I took out Kapanen. I just don't think he was that good, and I don't think they're going to take out Thomas because he's going to play in the power play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard for me to find a true complaint. I'm trying to think what would I maybe want to do differently. Maybe you're not going to like that. You keep McDavid, Manja, and Thomas. McDavid, Manja, Freddie? And then that allows you to put play Nuge at center with Henrique and Savoy. Still playing it with offensive skill. Give that line a lot of ozone starts.
That's just the beauty of this lineup.
I mean, they have so many versatile pieces. Again, I understand why we're talking about it. It almost just feels so pointless to debate or critique what Knoblauch does because I legitimately think he by January everyone's gonna have played 3 games with everybody. Yeah. And I think that's honestly not even a panic thing. It won't matter if they win 5 in a row, lose 5 in a row. I just think Knoblauch wants to see everybody with everybody.
Did they skate today? I'm
No.
assuming not. Yeah, so we won't see lines until tomorrow morning. There was a point last season, was there not, where the lines were just kind of staying together?
I mean, there's always been little runs where they do, but I think we're going to see a whole bunch of everybody everywhere.
Yeah, I put in this article, this will come out later on as well, but I think you and I could play next to Draisaitl and do okay. It's kind of crazy how and I understand the different styles, him and McDavid are complete opposites of superstar level, but it seems a little bit easier to play with. Right?
I see. I mean, hey, we talked with Ennis about that too.
Yeah,
it's an adjustment,
right.
but yeah. Should we get out to the Star Mechanical guest line?
Let's do it.
All right. Star Mechanical is Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. They've been in the Edmonton community for more than 20 years. That's not Star Mechanical, Reese.
Who?
Reese? Oh my God.
What is that?
Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency service. They do it all and they do it well. Always a pleasure to welcome in Steve Peters, former Arizona Coyotes video coach, works now with ESPN. You can also find his YouTube Inside the Coaches Room. What's up, Petey? How are you doing?
And just having another busy hockey day, and it's fun to talk to Edmonton Oilers. Haven't done that yet this season, so I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about the Oil.
Well, we got a comment. We spent the first 20 minutes of our show only talking about Evan Bouchard, and then we told everyone we're going to take half an hour off, and then we'll do another 20 on Bouch, and yet there's still people saying we didn't talk enough about Evan Bouchard. So that's where we're at today. People are pissed.
It's hard, and here's a guy, and this is how it is this time of year, and you're 4 or 5 games in this season, and everybody's expecting everyone to be up to pace that they were during the Stanley Cup Finals. It's not going to happen. The urgency of play in the Edmonton Oilers game right now is not the same as it was the last time they played, and that's hard for people to accept. It's hard to ramp up to that when you're in game 4. It's hard to get that same urgency and the same quickness. I know we want it. They're professional athletes. Our expectations are they should set the bar that high immediately, but it's hard. And it's that Stanley Cup playoff hangover that the Oilers, I feel, are having right now, that you're seeing they're not quicker to pucks. They're turning the puck over too much. And that includes, and probably the worst offender right now is number 2, Evan Bouchard.
So as we get into some clips here in a second, this is how I kind of want to lead into it. And we're going to start with some of the Bouchard giveaways from last night. My big rant earlier in the show was, I will always live with him making mistakes if it comes on plays where he's taking a high risk, where there's something with a high reward, I should say. Like if he's trying to zing something across ice to spring McDavid for a 2-on-1, like yes, sometimes it's going to blow up, but I want Evan Bouchard making those plays. My concern with last night is that they weren't high reward plays where he was making the turnovers. Is that a fair way to lead into these clips?
It is. And I think that, again, as an Oilers fan, you have to accept that from Evan Bouchard's game. Like part of what he does when he makes those plays and they're effective on those dangerous high risk reward plays, you're like, okay, we see what he's trying to do. He is the guy that's going to generate our offense. And I think of a play last night where he's coming through the neutral zone and he's nearby McDavid. I didn't put this in the clips because he's near McDavid and he's trying to feed McDavid coming through the seam to split the defenseman. The puck turns over and comes back. I was okay with that because he was trying to make a really high-risk play to McDavid through the middle. If that connects, McDavid's gone, and he's through the middle of the seam and gets a chance. The problem I'm feeling with Bouchard right now is his decision-making time. He's hanging on to the puck too long. He's really slow, not just slow with his feet, but slow with his mental acuity. When am I going to make this pass? Things aren't happening quickly for Evan Bouchard right now, and I think that's part of the problem.
Let's Reese, let's run the first batch of clips here and have Petey kind of talk us through what he's seeing with him.
Yeah, where are we at? Oh, so this is on the power play, and this is the shorthanded goal. This is
Okay.
Nugent Hopkins, and this is 5-on-5. Nugent Hopkins is staying over him. You want to see Draisaitl push harder on that puck, but here's the tough play. If this is 5-on-5, Nugent Hopkins going all the way back with Horvat, but we're blaming Bouchard. Bouchard's supposed to take that strong side on the power play. The problem is it wasn't 5-on-5. So this one, 4 checks, great. We're going to get the puck. And we're letting people in behind us. Bouchard right now, his ability to read these situations. This is what happened on that shorthanded goal. So as you look at people behind him, I know when we talk about RNH getting behind him. Well, on that play too, it's his ability to recognize things. There's one of his turnovers. Poor play, gave up a chance. Doesn't make the plays quick enough right now. He's not having his head up. He's not making these quick plays. Here he is again on the offensive side of the puck. Gets the puck. Then he's got to be able to make a quick decision. Can't handle it. Can't handle the puck. An easy play. Just an easy D-to-D pass. And he is unable to handle it. That's on the empty net where they need to have some offense and getting pucks toward the net where he just mishandles it. He had problems breaking the puck out of the zone and getting retrievals. Again, communicate. No one's going back for that puck. Ekholm wasn't going back for this, so he passes his problem off onto Ekholm. So he gets a second chance at this. Go back to get the puck again. Tries to throw the puck up the middle of the ice. No look. Again, another high risk, high danger play. It wasn't a risk reward play. It's just a bad play. And here he is again. He gets the puck. What's the easy play? That's off the wall and out. You're in a tough pressure position with bodies on you. It's off the glass and out, or eat it along the wall. Again, he throws the puck into the middle of the ice. And these are the problems that continually happen for him. Again, make a quick play. The Islanders want to change here. 4 guys go for a change right now, and he didn't move the puck quickly enough to use that advantage to his, use their tiredness to his advantage. He took his time, made a really poor play, and here he is again getting another puck. Again, slow, doesn't make the play he's supposed to make, gets separated from the puck. But here is defending. Who's taking his check to the net? If he takes his check to the net, then he's able to break that play up defensively. Even if you turn the puck over, you still have to recover and make the play defensively. And read of the rush, again, just soft, lackadaisical, slow, feet not moving. Puck can't get out of the zone on a PK clear. Again, stays in your zone, you end up defending longer. These are easy plays for Bouchard when he is playing well. These are plays he has to make if this team is going to rely on him in all those key situations.
So, again, we just did a lot there. But, Reese, if we could maybe just keep running back this shorthanded one against, is this maybe the one, if I'm hearing you correctly, that, like, it's not totally on Bouch here?
Oh, absolutely not. One of the problems with a power play mindset is you're thinking offense all the time. That's what you're thinking. So if this is a 5-on-5 play, RNH stays above Horvat, takes him all the way back. Everything's fine. And right now, Bouchard's job is to hold this strong side wall. Draisaitl's got to move his feet. Doesn't take one stride to get that loose puck. Puck recoveries on the power play are so important. Draisaitl didn't move. And I will cut Bouchard some slack. However, when Ryan Nugent-Hopkins lets him go, he has to recognize that Horvat is behind him. The one other caveat is Horvat's taking a huge risk here. Yeah. Like, this puck should be the Oilers' puck. This should be a 5-on-3 in the zone, and we're saying, where the hell is Horvat going? It's a 50-50 wall battle. There is no way that he should be leaving the zone. He does, and they benefit from a lucky play along the wall. So, yes, Bouchard's got to recognize that there's danger behind him, without question. Once RNH goes to the wall, he's got to recognize that. But this is on everybody. Everybody's got to move their feet. There didn't seem to be urgency in the Oiler game last night and their ability to win those foot battles and their 50-50 wall battles. I mean, the Islanders were just quicker, and that's something you don't want to say about an Edmonton Oilers team.
So I don't know how many times you've broken down Evan Bouchard film in the past, but it's probably fair to say this might have been the worst game he's ever played.
Yep.
Yeah, he really struggled. And most importantly, he does make those great plays. And his ability on the power play to walk the line and pull the puck to the middle of the ice and get the puck through crowds. And those things just weren't happening. He just didn't have anything going right. So if you're on the coaching staff and you're reviewing the film the following day, you often hear the term, we're going to flush that. Well, you're not going to flush that. You've got to point out his deficiencies and what he did wrong. He has to be aware, but it's also like, hey, Ed, you're better than this. Like, this isn't your game. We're pointing these things out. You're going to be better with a long road trip we got to get through. We're going to need you. We got to rely on you. You just have to be better. And so I do think that this was an anomaly for Evan Bouchard.
Want to talk power play?
Yeah, I want to tell you about the power play. It's done okay to start the season, I think it's fair to say. Probably would have been a better result against Vancouver, but Thatcher Demko is really good. They didn't have any against the Rangers, and yesterday was a bit hit and miss despite Draisaitl getting a goal. But one thing that just seems to have been completely eliminated, and the Oilers got a new power play coach this season too, is the Bouch bomb. Bouchard is just not taking heavy shots from the point. And I wanted to know, is this based off the system or him like missing opportunities, I guess we can say?
I think it looks like a little bit of both. Okay. I think there is some confusion right now with the Edmonton Oilers power play. And I want you to watch where they are all going in their positions and their slots and where they're supposed to be. We know where Draisaitl is supposed to be here on the bottom right. We know that's where he's supposed to be. We know McDavid literally could be anywhere. But we want to see Evan Bouchard at the top in the middle with those shots. We want to see him letting that go. And the reason you want to be farther and closer to the blue line is you pull that penalty kill guy out with you. And this is a great example. He drifts in, he drifts in, he drifts in. He's almost duplicating. If he's up higher, then he pulls that first forechecker out. And then no one at the net. Like, there is nobody at the net on any of these plays. No one in front of the goalie. Bouchard's, he if you're going to let it go, let it go. Like right here, it's got to go quick. He pulls the forechecker with him, and he never gets that separation. Now he's looking for a high tip. He doesn't let the shot go again. It's just a soft muffin through the middle. He doesn't get that wind up and get that second opportunity, that second shot. Again, walk the line, but now you've got to create that in front. There's no net front presence. There's no tips, no rebounds, and the shot's got to get through. If he gets it off quick, he can beat that forechecker, but again, he waits that extra second, and he puts it off the penalty killer's foot. And again, those shots are not getting through like we're so accustomed to him doing. Wrist shots are fine if they get through. Again, he walks the line, but he takes his time, and instead of letting McDavid or the winger come downhill, he takes his time, no traffic, no screen, no tip. And again, he doesn't get the shot off quick enough and puts it into the top penalty killer. Again, his decisions are just taking too long for him right now. Those used to be one time, let it go, fire it to the net. But right now, he's just taking so much time and methodical. Again, can he make this pass to the wing? He's finally got somebody in front, get the puck through. But this goes to McDavid. Just be patient. Let McDavid go downhill with traffic at the net. Again, doesn't get through the net, and he's not getting his shots through on the power play. This power play is going to take time. There is some uncomfortability here, and I don't know I wouldn't worry, because they still have the same personnel. I know Hyman is the big missing piece for that net front presence, but you're right. We are missing that one-time shot, but that's got to be quick. You can't think, and it's got to go to the net. And more importantly, everybody else has to go to the net. You need a net front screen, and you got to be there for rebounds and tips. And right now, that's not there when Evan Bouchard is shooting the puck.
So, sorry, just to summarize that a little bit, his lack of urgency, are you saying, not to speak for you, but like, that maybe is coming from there's no one in front of the net either. Like, he's kind of having to wait for that guy to get into position too.
Good point.
100%. And I think that one of the things those defensemen are told to on the point, especially on the power play, is you're waiting for someone, even if they're moving that direction, you're going, okay, there is going to be some tip screen, second chance opportunities. We're not seeing that. Matter of fact, I want you to watch closely how they've been on their power play. Those guys are drifting away from the blue paint. And that's a concern. Like it's got to be everybody getting there. And Hyman is one of the best in the league at it. Like let's face it, down low, he's amazing at he knows when to pop out to be that low support. He knows when to be in front of the goaltender, and he's great at tips and screens. So that piece is desperately missing from this power play. But they didn't have the same cohesion. They weren't buzzing it around like you're used to seeing on an Edmonton Oilers power play, where they have that penalty kill, just running and swimming, that quick movement, and it is that urgency. It is that quick feet movement, everybody moving, and the puck's not moving, the feet aren't moving, and then you get stagnant. And this is what's happening right now on their power play that everybody wants to see be better than it is right now.
You've been around pro hockey players for a really long time, working with different teams. How much of this with Bouch can we chalk up to confidence? Like if we get to game 40, he's on a 5-game point streak. Like, is he still making these plays?
I don't think, and I don't know Evan personally. I don't feel that he's a guy that lacks confidence. I think he's a guy that believes in his abilities and what he's able to do. And it shows what he's done in the playoffs the last 2 seasons. He also understands what his role is on this team and is to provide offense. And in his mind, he thinks he's got to be the guy that can help carry this team offensively, especially on the power play. And I don't know if he's thinking too much. I don't know, honestly, and this is going to sound horrific 4 games into the season. I don't know if he's tired. That effort by the Oilers last night, they look tired. And again, it's their first road trip, their second game after a win in Madison Square Garden. They just look slow, and Oilers teams don't look slow. So I would write this off as something I'm not worried about with Evan Bouchard. I think he will be better, and he'll be much more aware because you guys are talking about it. You know their coaching staff is talking about it, and the media is, hey, Bouchard wasn't very good. He'll be better. I think he'll be better through the remainder of the trip, and I'd actually look for him to be a guy that can help spark that offense, again, especially on the power play.
I'm just again going through some surface numbers, and I mean we obviously watch every second of every game, but like they are 11th in 5-on-5 shots for per 60. Expected goals for, we don't use it a lot, but they're in the top half of the league when it comes to expected goals for. Yet at 5-on-5, they're 31st in actual goals for. As you went through some film here, like why is this 5-on-5 offense not producing?
Well, I think it's something you guys brought up just before I came on is the mixing up and the changing of the lines. And I know this time of year it is used to juggle those lines, and but you want to get that consistency too, because it does take time. And I know that the pairings with McDavid and Draisaitl, hey, those guys are going to produce offensive numbers regardless of who is on their line. But I think that you need to find that consistency so they understand how these guys are going to play. There's so many new guys in this lineup that you just don't know. You know, Mangiapane's a guy that can play with pace, so he should be able to bring offense. But that whole line last night with Tomaszek and Mangiapane McDavid just didn't have that they weren't together yet. And I think that's going to take time. So I know they're going to jumble again. You're right. I think they're going to mix them in a bag, shake them up and throw them out again. But I do think that's one of the things that's going to start happening. But they do need to get hard. Remember this team, how hard they were in the playoffs, hard on the forecheck and pucks are going to the net. Like it was just that they were smothering on you. They were quick. They created turnovers and they got to the net hard. It just didn't see that pace. And moreover, they were able to create that 5-on-5 offense by getting through the neutral zone quicker than anybody else. And that part of their game, that may be a product of what we're talking about, the defenseman's ability to move the puck through the neutral zone on those quick decisions. But they don't look like the Edmonton Oilers yet. The one thing to say, though, is don't worry. I mean, this is still a really good hockey team. When you look up and down the Pacific Division, like it's the Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Like Edmonton's going to get healthy players. They're going to get used to their personnel, and they're going to be fine. This team is not going to lack 5-on-5 goal scoring as the season progresses.
I guess to maybe move off of Edmonton a little bit, like I do think for the most part, aside from the one guy in our YouTube chat right now who's really having a meltdown over the Game 4 loss to the Islanders, he's freaking out.
48 years he's been a fan apparently. It sounds like 5 minutes.
Is there any fan base in the NHL who you think maybe should be on edge a little bit, who their team is struggling out of the gates, and it's like, oh boy, this might not be just a bad 5 games?
Yeah, it's funny because it's not the Oilers, and again, I have high expectations of the Oilers. Again, now to say right now today they're a 3-time Stanley Cup finalist, man, that's a big ask for anybody. There are some good teams in the Western Conference. I mean, Colorado, Vegas, to Dallas, they're all good, but there are teams. The LA Kings, to me, there's concern. This is a team that has to beat the Oilers, and then how do you beat the Oilers? You do it with speed and pace, and you guys are very familiar with Cody Ceci and Dumoulin. Didn't make this team quicker. So if I'm an LA King fan and supporter, I'm very concerned at where this team might be going. There's red flags all over the place. I think there are teams that are looking better than they are actually. Like Chicago is still going to be a team towards the bottom, and don't worry about that. The Rangers, I'm concerned. Mike Sullivan's a big change. We're going to bring a new culture in here. We're going to be playing fast. We're going to be on top of teams. This team can't score. And you look at Chris Kreider with 4 goals in Anaheim, and Phil Heedle's getting goals. You go, maybe we got rid of the wrong guys. So the Rangers, I think, is another fan base in trouble. Ottawa's got their injuries. And the last one, this is my hot take of the day, is Tampa Bay Lightning. Worried. This is a team that missed their preseason because they fought for 2 straight games. So they didn't evaluate their players. They didn't get their veteran players into the lineup. And they started off poor to start the season. The worst start ever behind John Cooper at 0-2. I'm worried. Like, they've got 1 win right now, and that's a team that I thought would compete for the Eastern Conference title. There's something amiss right now in Tampa Bay.
I kind of made the point earlier today on DFO Live with Huts because we were talking about the Montreal Canadiens. They had an exciting win last night. Cole Caulfield looked awesome. And I kind of said, like, you can never really pinpoint when these changing of the guards happen. Like, you can speculate all you want, but like usually it's a surprise when a great team finally falls off or when a young team finally takes that big step forward. That might be where we're at with Tampa Bay. It might not see it coming at all, but it might be the end of the line. And for Montreal, like you can maybe break the tie. I'm very high on Montreal. Liam is not high on Montreal.
Okay, just to clarify, I'm not as high on them. People seem to think they're going to go and win the Stanley Cup this year. I think they're a playoff team. I do not want that to be taken out of context.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that's the ceiling. I think that's the expectations for Montreal. I don't think this is a team that's going to compete for an Eastern Conference championship right now. I think there are still too many good teams. And I know they're sitting on top of the Atlantic right now, but let's face it, Toronto's a better team. Florida isn't Florida right now. And I think they have those early season starts. If Florida gets in an 8th, look out. They can win the cup. But their fear is making the playoffs with their injuries. Detroit is better. Montreal's good. They're in the playoff. They're a playoff team. I think they play with pace. They've got high-end scoring. You've got defense that can get the puck up the ice quickly. They've got goaltending that can be solid. I like the team. I just don't know if we're ready to put them into that elite group in the Eastern Conference quite yet. It's coming. Like, this is going to be one of those teams, but it's just not maybe next year or the year after, because there is still Florida. There still is Toronto. And right now, Carolina's looking pretty darn good too.
I mean, but that's always the story with Carolina, is that they're looking pretty darn good.
Yeah, they look good now.
And
1 through 82.
Yeah. Although the Oilers edition, all of that stuff in Carolina should be pretty good. Hey, we got our first look at Matt Schaefer yesterday as Oilers Nation. He's gonna be a star.
Yeah, the one thing with him, I mean, he's got the feet and the speed and the skill like you've seen with Lane Hudson, but he's a bigger body. I think he can defend better. I think he's got a better stick. This kid's to think of what he's doing in the National Hockey League at his age with his pace of play. This is the way the NHL goes. Obviously, it's that young, high-skilled, speedy defenseman, and everybody better have them. And that's why when we talk as an Oiler fan base, your guy's Bouchard, live or die with him right now, because that's what you have. This kid's going to be amazing. And think of how many young, like under 23-year-old, high-end skilled defensemen there are. Like, it's changing the face of the game. You in the offensive zone, it used to be your defenseman once in a while you'd see come off the blue line, and more so they were there to shoot the puck and defend. Not anymore, man. You're seeing more defensemen. Jacob Chikrin at the blue paint. You're seeing defensemen at the blue paint, and I think that's going to be the common occurrence now because of the ability of these guys to play with that pace, to be able to skate like they can. I think this is just where the NHL's headed.
Petey, it is always a pleasure. You join me on DFO Live every Wednesday. We're going to do these on Oilers Nation routinely throughout the year. So excited to have you on board, and thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I can't wait to talk more Oiler hockey as the season goes on.
There you go. Steve Peters, go inside the coach's room on YouTube. I know we obviously had Petey on a handful of times in the playoffs last year, but we can throw the link to his YouTube in our chat so people can go subscribe. He does some excellent film work.
Yeah, well, being able to, I think, walk through with an expert.
Yeah.
Like the shorthanded goal.
That's just an easy one when you're having a beer at Greta and you're like, boosh.
And like he said, he's like, Bouchard needs to probably follow Horvat, but there's like layers of mistakes in front of him. And I think we do this a lot with goaltending too. Yeah. Of like, okay, this guy turned over, then that guy did, then it ended up in the back of the net. How did he not make a save? Well, there was 2 mistakes in front of him.
The other funny thing there, and you want to talk about this being, it was an absolute turning point in the game, because if the Oilers score on that power play, they're up by 2 instead of the game being tied. Bo Horvat ends up scoring a natural hat trick. If one Oiler, because PD outlined, Draisaitl doesn't take a stride, Nuge not a great read, Boosh. if one Oiler makes their play, Bo Horvat might be benched for the rest of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Cherry picking on a penalty kill.
That was a crazy play by him. And I guess credit to Pajot, I think it was. Putting it to the great pass, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not the best backhand pass we saw last night, though. The one Draisaitl made in the first period was honestly insane. Like through guys. I think 2 or 3 guys have made it through. So, yeah, I appreciate when these film guys come on, Steve being this one today, obviously, and show us the ropes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Power play, I just don't get it. Net front, look who it is.
Well, like,
Just saying.
You can't play scared on this power play.
Just get your ass in front.
Pucks might hit you. It might hurt. Costa doing business. Costa getting paid millions to play hockey.
But to defend Tomasek on this side, someone commented.
Tomasek.
Sorry, thank you to the person that commented on one of the videos the other day too. Tomasek in this situation, he's never played this position on a power play before. So why is he there?
Put Frederick there.
Put anyone. Like Frederick's probably just the closest example. I don't know, maybe Henrique, for example. I don't know who else it truly could have been. Podkolzin, and I'm sure can tip pucks a little bit. We know he's fearless at least. I just feel like they're not putting him in the position to fully succeed there. And I'm very, very curious. We'll know for sure when Hyman comes back if that's what they want to do.
Yep.
Because you're just eliminating Bouchard's shot and it makes no sense.
Totally. Let's get to a little bit of what's trending to wrap up our show and wrap up our week. Why not? Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool, you're in, obviously.
I'm alive.
Did you get yours right last week?
I did. I picked Carolina in a home opener.
I'm already down to my last life.
Oh, my tie.
I know. I picked Vegas, and they lost to fucking Seattle.
Well, Seattle, hot start to the year.
In overtime.
Okay, so
who are you going with? Reese, are you in the DFO Survivor Pool?
Talking to the mic, Reese, you're on the show. You broke the plant
You
yesterday.
have a camera. You can do whatever you want over there.
Yes, I am in the Survivor Pool.
Okay. Who'd you go with?
I haven't made my pick for this weekend yet, but I still have 2 lives.
Okay, let me see my pick. So
I think
I've gone with Colorado over Boston.
Colorado on home ice against the Bruins. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I'm going Toronto on home ice against Seattle. Good Lord, there's no way Seattle kills me twice, right?
So can people still play or the
No, the registration's closed.
Okay.
So there ended up
1,500 people alive.
1,500 people with 2 lives.
2 teams. So,
Another
yeah.
900 who've been knocked down to 1 life.
No eliminations yet, of course.
No eliminations yet, but there will be some after this
Any
week.
other suggestions you would have for people?
Took a good hard look at Vegas, home team against Calgary. But
I love that one.
I already picked Vegas one, so I don't want to burn them twice.
Yeah.
Also, I always get hesitant when a team just played a team. Like Vegas just beat Calgary, so beating a team twice in a row is kind of hard.
But have you considered that it's Calgary? And they might be the worst team in the West this year.
They might.
Let me follow your question.
Sure.
I don't know what his cap is. I don't know off the top of my head. Would you ever welcome like Kadri to the Oilers?
$7 million is
that
tough
what he
to
is,
stomach
$7
for
million?
the role he'd play.
And he has a few years left. But just like take that away, which you can't. Wouldn't he just be a great player to have on your team?
I think you love having him on your team. You hate playing against him.
And
The
I
old
hate
cliche.
playing against him. Oh, actually, how did your real life thing go yesterday with the obscure players you hate?
Good. A lot of Robin Regeer.
Robin, okay.
Yeah, like Oilers fan, he killed Hemsky a bunch of times. Like
Okay.
Oilers fans hate him.
Yeah.
Rusty had a good one because there's a player on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, I did see a message. I can't remember his name.
And Rusty played against this guy, their high schools, and then college. This guy who's from presumably Salt Lake, Utah, or where Rusty's from in Utah, didn't go to BYU, went somewhere else. So Rusty hated him for that, and hates him because he's on the Eagles. So Rusty has generational hate for this guy. It's
Fair
great.
enough.
But yeah, I thought that was a
That's
good one.
Funny one.
For Jays fans, a lot of Roughnet Odor. I don't think a lot of fan bases ever think about Roughnet Odor, but Jays fans would hate him.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
There was one player,
Oh, Brandon Manning.
Brandon Manning.
Oilers fans hate Brandon Manning.
Why? What happened? So this is an obscure one. So obviously I used to work for the show Pod Crusaders, and we used to have a huge rivalry, still do, with the Spruce Grove Saints. But when we were both in the AJHL, we were both really good, and we played each other in the playoffs a couple of years in a row. And the Saints had a player called Dylan Burley, I think he was. Burley. Solid player. And he would beat you up. And my God, could I just not stand having that guy on the ice. I respected his game massively. He's from Edmonton. Someone might know him who's listening right now. But my God, was he just a pain in the ass to play against. So I used to hate watching him play hockey because of the way he played, not because he was a bad guy.
Do we have the clip of Max Scherzer screaming at John Schneider yesterday? Because that is just peak, like,
Earned
old
his nickname
school
again.
Mad Max. So if you're not a big baseball guy, Max Scherzer is pitching into the 5th inning. It is, honest to God, a miracle he's made it this far. Schneider comes out to pull him, and lip reader, and look at Ernie's smile.
Yeah.
The longer version of the clip, as soon as Schneider, like Scherzer's walking around kind of like thinking to himself, and then he sees Schneider and immediately just goes, whoa. And then Schneider comes out and is like, I'm good, let's go. And Schneider's just like, you know what, fine, no pity. Varland was like about to come on the field.
Yeah.
He was ready, like they had another pitcher lined up. Look at Ern. I love it. And then
So
not only,
good.
so there was 2 outs in the 5th. Scherzer says, you are not taking me out of this ball game.
Yeah.
Strikes out Randy Arozarena, one of the
Hell yeah.
Mariners' better hitters, and they put him back out for the 6th. They were like, all right, you're still good. Because he went into the dugout and
And he bumped him.
he bumped Pete Walker, the
Yeah.
pitching coach. And I know part of it's intensity. I think part of it was Max was pissed at Pete, being like, why are you warming guys up? I'm good. And it was like, all right, if you're good, you get back out there. But man,
That is good. I mean, the second time you can't allow that to happen, can you? So
yeah.
it's good. I mean, I liked what Schneider said after the game too. He's like, you can look at all the numbers you want, but eventually it's just got to come down to the person. And he was balling. Great.
was.
Like, it's the first time he's pitched in what, like a month?
Yeah,
Over a
honestly,
month?
it's been a month.
It was scary. I was worried.
Me too. Season was kind of on the line last night, but now it's 2-2. Game 5, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Let's go.
Is he a good pitcher? He had an up and down season, no?
He had a horrendous finish to the year.
Okay, but was decent overall.
Yeah, he was good enough throughout the year, but he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and this might be his last kind of iconic playoff moment. It's in a Jays jersey, which is kind of cool. It's like, to put it into like Oilers terms, it would be like if next season the Oilers signed Ovi, and he wasn't good, but then he scored a hat trick in the conference finals, and it was like, oh, like that's why you go get Alex Ovechkin kind of thing.
Yeah, scores the game winning. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why.
Report from Chris Johnson, NHL's next expansion team will carry a $2 billion price tag. So if you're sitting there going, they can't expand to 36 teams, it's bad for the league, they will make $8 billion off a 4-team expansion. They're going to expand
me
again.
the money.
I think all the other owners aren't as, like, other sports owners, like, NFL teams are worth so much money, and an expansion team would be worth a lot, but I think they're very aware of their product and all of that. They don't want to water it down. I think NBA is obviously similar, MLB. I'm surprised actually MLB owners haven't put their hands up and been like, let's expand by 4 teams and make a bunch of money really fast, because all their owners are cheap, but hockey owners are not going to turn down the check.
Do you think they should get rid of the cap?
No. They never will.
What about, what's the one called? The luxury tax?
Doesn't really work.
No.
No.
That's what MLB does, right?
Yeah, and it
so
doesn't.
why doesn't it work?
Because it just allows the poor teams. It gives the poor teams, and I shouldn't call them poor teams. It gives the cheap owners even more incentive to not spend. Because like the Miami Marlins owner is just going to sit there and be like, no, I'm not going to spend. And yeah, Dodgers, go spend $500 million. Because guess what? You're going to have to cut me an equalization check. Okay. I get a piece of your luxury tax money.
So in the MLB, how many? And I know this guy's like Soto and stuff, but he was traded. Like, how many players who are on their current star team, like star on their current team, leave? Like, how often do superstars move?
A lot.
But so who's like a good example?
So like Bryce Harper left the Nats,
and he just left. He wasn't traded.
Free agency, walked out.
Okay, but he didn't win. That's right. But they were an example of a team that was underperforming with a star player, correct?
And then the next year they won it all.
Ironically, yes. But like from like the best teams, like how many players legit leave? Like, does that happen a lot? What I'm trying to say is it's just like we've just gone through a summer as fans. The McDavid conversation is like, holy smokes! Like, what is he going to want? Like, is he going to leave? All that good stuff. The others have no cap. They have a super rich owner. They're like, hey, like, here it is.
Yep.
What do you want?
So that's kind of where it goes in baseball, is like when a guy's going to leave, it's very apparent he's going to leave.
Okay.
Because the gap of what a rich team will give him versus what a cheap owner would be willing to give him is so substantial. It's the conversation around Paul Skeens right now. It's like Pittsburgh never spends on anybody. So are they really going to spend on Paul Skeens? Well, their owner might sit there and go, yeah, I'm comfortable cutting a check for $300 million and giving you a 10-year, $300 million deal. But when you have the Dodgers, the Blue Jays, the Mets, all those teams who are probably going to sit there and go, hey, we'll give you $600 million a season or for a 10, 12-year contract, the gap's just too big versus the Oilers, right? Like, what do you think in a non-cap? And it's tough because the Oilers have Daryl Cates, and he would pay whatever to keep McDavid. But, like, I'm trying to think of what a good example is. But let's just say the Oilers didn't have a rich owner, and their owner says...
Which they didn't in the 90s.
And they didn't, and that's why they lost a lot of players. But, like, the Oilers owner sits there and goes, yeah, okay, I'm willing to bite the bullet. We need to keep Connor here, $20 million a year. But there's no cap. And MLSE just goes, 40. What do you do, right? Like, you're screwed. It just totally screws over smaller market teams. But the issue in baseball is that the cheap owners on those smaller market teams, I won't even call them small market teams, because like the teams who aren't spending this year, Washington, Miami, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a major market.
Big cities.
Miami's a major market. Washington is a major market. Like, these are organizations that should be spending. They just don't, because they know their product. They're going to make money at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, look at the teams in the Final Four right now. Besides the Dodgers, I know the Jays are technically a rich team, but I wouldn't call them, in comparison to MLB standards, like not a big market, right? For players, Milwaukee, Seattle.
But the Jays are getting there, I think.
Totally, but like they're not your typical side, you know what I mean?
So
the reason I bring it up is the McDavid thing, but Jeff Merrick's been hopping on this a lot, and I listen to his show, The Sheet, quite often. You should too. It's very insightful. And he just brings up, he's like, these players shouldn't have to manage the cap. Like, McDavid shouldn't have to take the biggest discount ever in NHL history for his team to be cap compliant and be able to win a cup. He's making up for past mistakes. This isn't on Bowman. This is from Holland, Chiarelli, whoever else, Tambellini. Let's go to him as well. Blame him for this too. Why not? I don't think players should have to do that. And I just wonder how the NHL can avoid that from happening further down. I know the cap's going up, and I think it will, but like, what do you think?
Everything you just said there is why we're not going to get a 2027 Major League Baseball season.
Oh, okay.
And it's the reason why we didn't get a season in 04-05.
For the Oilers? For the NHL? Okay.
Players do not want a cap system because it puts players in a bad spot and caps what they can earn.
Yeah.
The players love that the LA Dodgers can spend $399 million on payroll this year. That's insane.
Players love that?
Love that.
Because they get all the money, of course.
They're making the money. Major League Baseball owners want a cap so that teams like the Dodgers can't do that. If they put in a $200 million cap or it wouldn't be, let's call it $250, there'd be 5 teams who need to shed payroll. And I know what you'd say, well, they would set a floor of $100 million. Okay, but then we're talking about a couple of teams who just need to spend up a little bit, or they add on bad contracts or injured players that they just end up insuring the deals. Like, again, MLB is going to lock out or strike. It'll be a lockout in 2027. And I don't know how it ends, because I think there's the line in the sand moment of like, the players are going to be adamant they don't want it. Like the NHLers were in 04-05. And like, all you need to do is look at how much top players in the NHL got paid in 02-03.
Yeah.
Compare it to now.
Well,
it's almost the same.
Didn't the Red Wings have to cut their cap essentially by almost half, if I'm not mistaken? Maybe that's a bit extreme, but it was quite significant. Interesting. It's just something I've been hearing a lot about. I'm very intrigued by it. If I had to give an example of keeping the cap, but one thing I would like to change with the salary cap would be what the NFL does, where you can restructure contracts.
Yeah.
I think we'd all think of Don on this a little bit differently if you could restructure his contract.
Yeah.
You do one a year, or you can have one every 3 years that you do, or something like that to benefit the players a little bit, and I think that's something that would work.
So here was my idea for that, was you can renegotiate a player's contract, but it needs to be mutually agreed upon, and it needs to end up with a number. We'll call it 20%. The player needs to get 20% more in earnings, and a restructured contract can't be bought out.
Okay.
So the idea and the logic behind it would be, let's take Darnell Nurse, for example. He has he has 5 years left on his deal at $9.25 million. That is about, we'll call it $45 million.
Yeah.
So if the Oilers want to restructure it, they can go to him and say, hey, Darnell, we are converting your 5 more remaining years into 8 more remaining years. And those 8 years, because we have to give you 20% more, that means we have to give you at least $8 million more in total money. And whatever the AAV would be. So you add 8 onto 45, that's 53. You divide it by 8 years instead of 5 or whatever it would be. 6.6 is Nurse now.
And I think we'd all be more than satisfied.
Right. And if you're Darnell Nurse, I mean, again, that's a rough example. I'd have to like hash out the money side of it more. But like, even from the perspective of Nurse is 30, you would restructure it to a 10-year contract, which I know a lot of you would be like, gross, don't do that. But you would restructure it to a 10-year contract where Nurse goes from $45 million guaranteed to $65 million guaranteed, and he's a $6.5 million defenseman for 10 years. Like, that's how I can see restructuring work for both sides.
Yeah,
Player has to get more money and has to be now fully guaranteed it with no threat of a buyout, which is why a player like Darnell Nurse might do it.
I think it would work. I truly think it would work.
We got to wrap up.
We do. That was a good little...
That was a good tangent.
Yeah, it's been on my mind.
Yeah. Someone said, what is Tyler smoking? I did feel a little bit like Charlie from It's Always Sunny with the strings on the board being like, so you can't buy him out, but you can give him 20% more and spread out the money. But I think it makes sense.
Yeah, money, something to figure out in your own time.
Yeah.
But we did it. We give you a good example.
Show. Go Jays. New episode of ONR going to drop later on tonight. Pre and post game this afternoon. 2 matinees for the Edmonton Oilers. We got you covered here. Tomorrow afternoon, yes. Yeah. 2 matinees this weekend for the Oilers, so giddy up. Have yourselves a good sports weekend, everybody, and we'll see you all back here on Monday. Oil up! What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.